Alright, so this video is on good people who make bad decisions. I can't talk shit on those people for making bad decisions, can I? It's alright for them to make bad decisions, isn't it? Well, no, it's not. Not if I'm not allowed. See, that's the thing. When it comes to Natalie's death, I do blame myself, regardless of what people want to say. I shouldn't have had to expose her dad for the things that he did. I shouldn't have. There should have been another recourse for me, another recourse available. But the police, they didn't fucking care. They made every excuse why they couldn't do it. But then again, even though they weren't able to do those things for me, they were able to do those things for others. Was Natalie a terrible person? Not even fucking close. Is Alicia a terrible person? That's debatable. In my personal opinion, she was in a fucked up situation. When her sister died, with everything that was going on and the harassment that I had been getting, and the fact that they didn't believe me, well, yeah. Believe it or not, the things that Alicia did to protect her sister, even though her sister didn't need protecting from me, I feel that Alicia did the right thing. At first. The problem is that the police didn't want to do the right thing. We should have had a peaceful resolution to this. I'm not a violent person. Having people threaten violence and actually act on that, all I can do is take it. I know that the tag mentally ill makes it so that I'm automatically to blame. When it comes to Lana and Amanda, are they bad people? No, they're selfish people who made bad decisions based on not finding out what was going on. Now, they defended me at first because they knew that I'm not someone who's going to go fucking killing somebody. But just like Candace, they made the wrong decision. See, Candace, she was dishonest. That bugs me. At the same time, I get a lot of shit wrong and I make a lot of mistakes. But also, the decisions that I made were based on the information that I had. And information that I had was based on what? The information that I was allowed to have. With what I know about Ted, yeah, I wouldn't put it past him to kill his own daughter. Or to beat Miss Shelley to death. The problem is, when I'm having a severe panic attack, I need a place where I can calm down. Now, with Lana snapping at me every day, and it was every single day that she snapped at me, and it was usually just in the mornings or just when I tried to start talking. So, she was pretty well offended by everything that I was interested in and everything that I did. That was because she felt rejected because I didn't have sex with her when she grabbed my hand and put it on her boob. I was crying about Natalie at that point in time. No, I'm not thinking about sex. Putting my hand on your boob isn't going to help. That was a bad decision, Lana. What these people aren't understanding is that what they were throwing me back into is a lot of abuse. A lot of people made offers that they didn't follow through with. But I have to be understanding when things don't go my way. Because they never go my way. But these people aren't understanding when it doesn't go their way. I'm going to give you here an example. Aunt B is not a terrible person. But I needed access to the mail. She offered to let me use her mailbox, and then she didn't answer her door for 2 weeks. Now, whatever the situation, it doesn't matter why she didn't answer the door for 2 weeks. It's the fact that she said I could use the mailbox and that she would answer her door, and then she didn't. By the time I got the mail that I was waiting on that was important, it was already too late for that paperwork to do me any good. Does that make Aunt B a bad person? No, not even fucking close. What Lana and Amanda did, stealing my stuff, that was the wrong thing to do. That was a bad thing that they did. But it doesn't make them bad people. Alicia, while I was in Virginia, that phone didn't work. And I understood why Alicia was typing the mean shit that she was typing at me. At the same time, that gave me a severe panic attack because I'm cut off from my entire support network. Moose, he was supposed to be there, but he was in jail at the time. Maddie was supposed to go with me, but she was on probation for methamphetamines. Is Maddie an evil person? At this point, yes. Her rumors, that's the point. A lot of people want to blame every single thing that happened on me. It's all my fault because I have a penis. It's all my fault because I'm homeless. It's all my fault because I'm mentally ill. No, wanting a fair and honest day in court doesn't make me a bad person. Yes, I stink. I smoke half a cigarette at a time. I put it in my pocket. Does that make me a bad, terrible, horrible, and rotten person? It's a good question. Does Amanda and Lana distributing marijuana make them terrible people? No. Natalie didn't want to be honest with her mom. That's not my fault. Did I get stuck out in the middle of the road there in Virginia? Yes, I did. But that doesn't make me a rapist or a child molester. My vehicle not performing its function properly doesn't make me a bad person. That telephone not working properly doesn't make me a bad person. Me getting stuck in the road and having a severe fucking panic attack doesn't make me a bad person. Now, a lot of y'all will notice that I still make videos at night. That's because I can't sleep. Is it because I'm up playing video games? No, I don't have access to playing video games most of the time. My computer works for an hour max. I don't get to see my loved ones. People who do treat me decent. People who I miss very much. And they're dying off like flies. What Lana and Amanda did was terrible. What Natalie did was terrible. What Maddie did was terrible. Most of these people, they made terrible decisions because of their assumptions. And all along the way, I tried to explain to these people what was going on. But I couldn't get past their assumptions, and most of them hated me over texting. I'm supposed to apologize because I don't text right. No, you guys don't text right either. And I explained all along, from the very first day, that texting gives me severe panic attacks because people read it however they want. They can't hear the tonal inflections in my voice, and I can't hear theirs. I went back through a lot of the stuff that was typed to me, and I reread it, trying to figure out what it is that people mean. A woman today typed me a bunch of angry stuff. She claimed that she wanted to be part of Natalie's group. And I let her in, and she just wanted to be a dickhead. So I removed her and blocked her. I don't see an issue with that. I'm going to find the text here. That way I can tell you all what it said. People keep calling me a narcissist. That's fine. It's hurtful, but it's fine. People who weren't there want to be assholes. And that's the point in an honest day in court. What these people did to me was terrible. Some of them are bad people. Like Jennifer Farina Bollinger. She's a terrible excuse for a human being. I guess I saved it on the phone I'm using for recording. Yeah. I knew Natalie. Natalie was very good to me in person. But a lot of people weren't, over her unwillingness to be honest. I never stalked Natalie. There are very specific criteria that go along with stalking. She fit those criteria. Tim Beeson fit those criteria. I, however, do not. I don't ask where people are. I don't ask who they're with. I ask them to call off the dogs. That's a pretty simple request. People keep calling me a rapist over everything that happened. Alicia needs to come forward and tell the truth. Now, Natalie, on that final post of hers, admitted that I didn't rape her. She admitted that we didn't have a sexual relationship. So who was it that these crackhead friends of Maddie's, who were saying that I raped or molested some little girl in Virginia, who could that have been? That's pretty important. See, false accusations get people killed. They get people falsely harmed. Now, if that being called a stalker thing hadn't warped into I had threatened her family, which warped into I was a rapist and a child molester and later on a murderer, and you guys don't want me to be allowed to defend myself. People went out of their way to destroy anything that I said on YouTube or Facebook. Now, albeit a lot of the stuff that I said was angry. Who wouldn't be angry at being assaulted as a child molester? Who would not be angry about that? Probably a child molester who knew he deserved it. I've met a couple of child molesters who are like that. They're like, dude, I fucking did wrong things and I deserve it. One of those, there was a guy named Zach Boatman. He's schizophrenic as all fuck. Likes to tell people he's Satan. Not Zach Metcalf, Zach Boatman. Now, Zach Boatman used to escort people with me to the bus so that we could get them out of town. The homeless, we don't want child molesters among us. There's a reason for that. Most of us endured that abuse growing up. Most of us ended up homeless because of abuse, because of lack of families who care. There's a lot of people who could have helped a year ago if they'd have given a shit. Like my mom and dad. They didn't. They didn't give a shit. My mom still doesn't give a shit. The police literally did everything that they could to prevent me from going to court or writing a report. One excuse after another after another. But I was able to record conversations with other people who were prevented from going in and making a report. The help I needed wasn't pretty words. Pretty words don't stop the assaults. They don't get me an honest day in court. They just don't. I'll listen to you, Sean. Are you sure? Are you going to listen with the intent of understanding? Are you going to listen with the intent of helping? Or are you just trying to play therapist? Or are you just trying to get inside information? Or are you working with the Bollingers to try to get information you can try to twist out of proportion to make it into something that it's not? A lot of the decisions that I made, I'm still not sure if they were the right decision or the wrong decision, because I need a lot of questions answered. Like, why did they do it? So I think I'm going to make a video about that real quick.